everyone, I'm back with another makeup video. It's just a regular workday morning, but I thought I'd use this time to have a little chat about something we all deal with: finding balance in our lives. While you watch me go through my morning makeup routine, I want to take a moment to reflect on how we navigate the busy schedules, expectations, and chaos that come with everyday life. It's about something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I'd love to hear your thoughts too. Whether you're watching this while getting ready yourself or just taking a moment to relax, I hope this chat feels like catching up with a friend over coffee. So let's dive in. Life can feel like a whirlwind, right? Between work deadlines, family obligations, and trying to maintain some sort of social life, it often feels like there aren't enough hours in the day. But one thing I've realized is that finding balance doesn't mean doing everything perfectly. It's about making space for the things that truly matter. For me, mornings like this are my little slice of calm before the storm. Whether it's enjoying a cup of coffee in silence or just taking a few deep breaths before starting the day, these small moments help ground me. I used to think that being busy all the time was a badge of honor. But honestly, it just left me drained. Now I try to be intentional about creating moments of peace, even if it's just 5 minutes to sit and reflect. What's a go-to way to create calm in your day? I'd love to know about that. Now, talking about balance, which is the buzzword these days, do you know what it actually means? For me, I've realized that it doesn't mean splitting my time equally between work, relationships, and self-care. It means being flexible and knowing when to lean into one area more than another. There are days when work demands my full attention, and that's okay. And then there are days when I need to focus more on myself or spend time with loved ones. The trick is to be okay with shifting priorities and not beating yourself up over it. Now, if that's the case, it's going to be really hard for you. And that's when you start stressing yourself unnecessarily. What I've also learned is to embrace the power of saying no. Trust me, it's not an easy task. You need a lot of practice to say no outrightly. Especially if you're someone who loves helping others, but sometimes saying no to one thing is saying yes to your own peace of mind. What about you? Have you ever struggled with saying no or felt guilty for prioritizing yourself? Let me know in the comments. I think it's something so many of us can relate to. I also want to talk about something that's been a game changer for me: tiny intentional habits. Sometimes we underestimate the impact of small things, but they truly add up over time. For example, starting my day with gratitude has been a small yet powerful habit. Each morning, I take a moment to think of one thing I'm grateful for. It could be as simple as good weather or a kind message from a friend. Starting with gratitude helps set a positive tone for the day ahead. Another habit I've been loving is journaling. Now, I'm not talking about writing pages and pages, because trust me, I myself personally really don't have time to keep on writing all these pages. Every little bit of thing that happens in my life, I really don't have time to do this. But, try to just jot down at least, 3 things that you want to focus, or, how you're feeling. can make a huge difference. I have this sort of practice that before starting the next day, in the night, I used to, write down the key task that I would want myself to complete the next day. And like I said before, there were days when I felt so lazy to even write. And during those days, what I used to do is I used to take mental notes. I used to plan out everything in my mind. And you know what? But these habits don't have to be perfect. If you miss a day, it's okay. What matters is the intention behind them and how they make you feel. What's one small habit you've adopted that makes a difference in your day-to-day life? I'd love to hear your ideas. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is the importance of self-compassion. It's something that doesn't come naturally to a lot of us, but it's so necessary in today's fast-paced world. We've often our own worst critics, aren't we? We hold ourselves to impossible standards and then feel disappointed when we can't meet them. But here's the thing. Perfection is a myth, and no one has it all together all the time. When I catch myself falling into the comparison trap, whether it's scrolling through social media or seeing someone else's seemingly perfect life, I remind myself that what we see is often just the highlight reel. Everyone has their struggles and ups and downs, even if they don't show them. Trust me, nobody would post a photo of them crying on social media. No one would post a photo of them arguing with someone or about a fight they had on social media. Okay? So all what you see on your Instagram feeds, they're just only a very, very teeny tiny portion of the whole life of that person. And trust me, you and I, we both don't know what's happening in the background. We don't know the behind the scenes. So don't fall into the trap of believing what you're seeing on Instagram feeds, and don't try to compare yourself, and don't put yourself down thinking that you're not enough, and just don't compare. That's the best thing that you could do for yourself. Stop comparing, and that will solve half of the problems you have. One thing that's helped me is celebrating small wins. It could be as simple as finishing a task I've been putting off, or taking time to rest when I need it. Now these little things that gives me happiness, I don't go and post on Instagram, but I keep a mental note of it. I added it to my memory box because that's when I recall these moments and be happy about it. These little moments matter and they deserve to be acknowledged. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think, and you deserve grace just as much as anyone else. At the end of the day, life is all about priorities. Now you tell me, what matters most to you? For me, it's my health, my relationships, and finding joy in the little things. Sometimes we get so caught up in the hustle that we lose sight of what's truly important. That's why I try to check in with myself regularly and ask, am I spending my time on things that align with my values? If the answer is no, then it's time to adjust. Take a moment for yourself and start thinking about this. Remember, you don't have to do it all. It's okay to let go of things and don't serve you or bring you happiness. Life is too short to be spent chasing unrealistic expectations. So even if you just miss it, like one or two, don't stress over it. It's not going to do any good to you. Thank you so much for spending your morning with me today. I hope this little chat inspired you to take a step back and reflect on how you can bring more balance and compassion into your life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really means so much to me, and let me know in the comments what's one way you prioritize yourself during a busy week. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care of yourselves and have an amazing day ahead. Bye!